how to protect from cell phone radiation. Due to its antenna, cell phones emit much more radio frequency radiation than computers. Cell phones are also known to emit 5 times more blue light than bigger computer screens. In fact, Lloyd's of London, one of the world's premier insurance groups, is refusing to insure health claims made against the latest 5G wireless technologies. So the danger of cell phone to our health seems to be real. So what dangers are they talking about? Next, I'll talk about cell phone dangers and how to avoid them. Cell phones emit radio frequency radiation at high levels. Even the older 3G and 4G phones have the potential to exceed the FCC's safe limits by up to as much as 5 times, according to a report by CNET. Now with 5G rolling out across the globe, adverse effects on human health is becoming a huge concern. Many studies link cell phone radiation exposure to a long list of adverse biological effects, causing problems which is even more serious than the EMF exposure I talked about earlier. The problems include eye problems, headaches, impaired immune system, brain tumors, tumors of hearing nerve, break in blood-brain barrier, reduced melatonin, sleep hormone, fatigue, genetic damage, interference with pacemakers, eye melanoma, pressure or tingling in the head, memory loss, DNA alteration or damage, changed brain electrical activity, cardiovascular stress. The good news is that you can protect yourself against the potential danger by taking an action and modify how you use your cell phone, which I'll talk about next. Here are some tips to minimize your exposure to radiation when using a cell phone. First and foremost, never hold the cell phone to your ear. Most brain surgeons limit their cell phone use and advise their patients never to hold cell phones to their ears. Why? When you hold your cell phone up to your ear, 10% to 80% of the electromagnetic radiation from the phone penetrates 2 inches into your brain. In children, penetration is even deeper as shown in the photo. Rather than holding the cell phone to your ear, use speaker mode or earphones or Bluetooth earbuds. Even in speaker mode, your phone itself still emits EMF radiation. So while on a call using speaker mode, stay away from the phone body as much as possible. If you need privacy and for convenience, use wired earphones or wireless Bluetooth earbuds. Next tip. Did you know texting is better than calls? I've been complaining that texting took away our conversational pleasure, but it turned out that texting is better than calling to reduce RF radiation exposure. Just make sure you do not text while driving. Too many accidents happen on the road because some people text while driving. The next tip, use cell phones only when it's absolutely necessary. Because cell phones emit higher RF radiation than computers, it's a good idea to use cell phone only when it's absolutely necessary. And for long voice and video calls, use a computer. Next tip is important. Don't allow children to use a cell phone for calling except for emergencies. The US National Institute of Health states that children have the potential to be at greater risk than adults for developing brain cancer from cell phones because their brain is still developing and therefore more vulnerable to factors that may cause cancer. Next tip, avoid carrying your cell phone directly on your body like pockets when possible. Many guys carry their cell phones in their pocket. Studies found a significant difference in sperm quality between men who carried their phone in their pockets and those who carry them on their belts. Next tip, use your cell phone only where there is good signal. Use your cell phone outside or near a window. Avoid using it in a basement, underground station, elevator, etc. Some phones can ramp up the radiation emission 1,000 times more in areas where the signal is poor. This means that for each signal bar that is missing, your exposure to radiation increases. The next tip is an unpopular suggestion. Limit your cell phone usage in the car or in any moving vehicle. According to EMF experts, reflective surfaces like metals used in the car can magnify and accelerate EMF radiation levels by up to 10 times. Thus, talking on your cell phone while inside the car, even in a parked car, especially with the window closed, the intensity of the radiation from your phone's antenna is greatly increased. Also, in a moving vehicle, the cell phone antenna is constantly scanning for contact as the vehicle is moving from a cell tower to a cell tower, and your cell phone could be operating at an increased signal strength, hence increased radiation emissions. For these reasons, EMF experts suggest refraining from using your cell phone while driving for the health of yourself and the passengers, especially young children in the car. Do not keep your cell phone in your bedroom. Many people use a cell phone as an alarm clock or to check text emails before and after sleep. Keep these devices out of your bedroom. Instead, for a wake-up call, use a simple battery-powered alarm clock. Very old-fashioned, but better for your good night's sleep and your health. If you have to have your cell phone in your bedroom, keep it at least 6 feet away from you. Lastly, avoid or limit the cell phone use if you are sick or pregnant. The cell phone radiation can make you feel even more tired and weaken your immune system. So text more than calling and keep cell phones away from your body. Okay, now you know how to protect yourself from EMF and cell phone radiation. Next, I'll talk about nutrition to reduce the oxidative stress caused by using these electronic devices and to keep your eyes healthy.